I feel a little less tired now that I have like some coffee in me, but I feel good. I feel
Dude,
good.
that
It was a great
that
experience.
Waffle House server, she could not get it together.
Dude, she couldn't. It was like 3 or 4 different tables that she was just like putting like the wrong orders to. You're like, no, that's
Yeah,
not us,
it was
bro.
not us.
That's not us.
Thankfully, we got our all-star though.
Yeah, I got my nice, what is it, Texas toast, or it was like
Do you know what you got?
bacon, egg, and cheese. It was like bacon, egg, and cheese melt. Yeah, yeah, with hash browns. Yeah,
I think that's perfect.
it was so good.
Yeah, so we kind of spent all of last night in the rain. It was
Yeah,
awful.
It was terrible.
It was
bro.
awful.
It was terrible.
We watched the whole sunset on top of a mountain camping,
Yeah.
and then we just the sun goes down, we're all good, and then it just starts pouring. And then lo and behold, both of our tents, the rain fly didn't work. So there's just droplets coming down and through the tent the whole time.
Yeah.
And we were just in agony.
And one of our friends, just he didn't have like he was just sleeping on the floor with a sleeping bag, and like it's just water just comes seeping in. And I just watched helplessly as his he was just looking on all sides. He was like, oh god.
Aaron said he felt a river underneath his bag.
Yeah. The river underneath his bag is crazy. Ugh.
So the first question I actually have for you, Pablo, is
Yeah.
What childhood trauma have you overcome recently?
I'm not prepared for this. dude.
Please don't
I'm
answer.
not prepared for this.
Please don't answer.
Wow. Okay.
So I kicked the tripod. So if you were into that, we could do that.
Shout out producer.
Shout out producer Dave. Producer Dave.
Producer
baby.
Dave.
Hey, Jamie, pull producer Dave.
Diesel Dave.
Diesel Dave. So the
Downtown
actual
Dave.
first question I have is,
Yeah.
so you're going to be heading off to New York City pretty soon, the big old apple,
Big Apple.
in a little less than a month
Mhm.
to study motion graphics, which is pretty cool. So first, can you kind of explain what motion graphics exactly is, and then kind of tell me how you're feeling about taking such a big leap into the next part of your career?
Yeah. So motion graphics, for people at home who don't know what motion graphics are, they are. It's basically. Think of animation. Everybody knows what animation is, right?
Mhm.
But it's not like traditional animation per se. So it's not like film, or it's not like you're going into like cartooning or anything like that. It's more like staying in sort of like the advertisement sphere or industry. So like doing a lot of like ads for big name companies, or doing like Mogurts, explainer videos. Just basically what I like to think of it as is like motion graphics, motion design, whatever. It's like graphic design that moves. That's all it is.
Okay.
It's like, yeah. So
Okay,
it's,
that makes sense.
So it's made to convey or like it's made to like convey or communicate a message
Mhm.
to the audience, but using like
Through animation.
through animation, whether it's like character, and there's different styles. There's like character animation, shape animation. There's 3D, 2D, yeah, just a bunch of different animation styles. So,
Mhm.
but it's not traditional in that sense. So I'd be doing like learning how to do like advertisements,
Mhm.
a lot of advertisements, a lot of just video. It's
Mhm.
also can bleed into like short form content. So for social media reels, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Not something I would necessarily want to do
Yeah.
in that aspect. It's
Just
more,
one version.
Just one
Yeah.
version of it. But I want to go into more high-end creative. But yeah, so I'm going to New York City
Mhm.
to get my master's.
Nice.
Yeah, master's of fine arts in that, and yeah, it's exciting.
What's the school?
It's called the School of Visual Arts.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in New York City.
Pretty poignant name.
Yeah, no, yeah. What'd you say?
It's a pretty poignant name.
Poignant?
Poignant, you know.
Okay,
like
yeah,
it really hits the
it's
nail on
really,
the head.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very self-explanatory.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's exciting. I've never like moved from, so I grew up here all my life in,
Mhm.
one spot. And so taking a giant leap from where I'm from, which is like a pretty mid-sized town, I guess, to literally one of the biggest cities in the world is like exciting because I get to meet a bunch of people. It's another way of living, but it's also nerve-wracking because, like, you know, exactly that.
You have no idea who's gonna
No
be
idea
there.
who's gonna be there, or like what's gonna happen, or like I can't. There's a lot of things that I can't control, but you know, I'm never one to take really big risks. So it seems like a big risk, but it's one that I'm willing to make an investment for. So.
What made this feel like a big risk that's worth taking?
I think just the way it happened and kind of like the way my career has maybe kind of so far has made me want to take, I guess, that next step. So like, you know, I didn't start out doing motion graphics. It's not, you know, I started out doing marketing, just plain old like email marketing, social media marketing, and so it wasn't, you know, it wasn't something I was planning on doing. It just started out as a hobby, and then I sort of, you know, over like a couple years was getting more into it, and you know, doing clients for people, or not doing clients, sorry, doing projects for people for different clients, and also just, you know, taking classes and making some of my own projects. And decided like, okay, I want to shift to this as a career. Like, what are my options? So the first option was to, you know, not go back to school, just, you know, freelance while having a full-time job, meeting people through like meetups in different areas like Nashville, Chattanooga, and Knoxville type thing. But, you know, and just building up my skills and client portfolio and stuff there where I could, to the point where I could find a job for doing that full time. But the other option was to just go back to school, get a master's, meet a lot of cool people, and yeah, there's a lot of, and I just, you know, compared the two, and I thought the best thing for my career would be to, and where I want to get to would be to go back and get my master's. So that was kind of the main thing. And also it's kind of a personal thing because I've never like gone to school for it to be my first priority. So
What do you mean by that?
like for example, college. So like I more prioritized like my social life and my running. I really wasn't like going into school knowing what I wanted to do. And so I just kind of, I didn't screw around at all.
Weren't you undeclared?
I was undeclared
Yeah.
for like the first 2 years.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so I was like, I had no idea.
So
what I
you're
was
going
gonna
into
do.
it this time, and you're like, oh,
And I'm going into
I
this
actually
time.
know
like,
what I'm gonna do.
I know what I'm gonna do, and I'm very excited to just learn everything and soak up everything that I can be, and actually be a sponge, and quote unquote doing school right. You know, for the right reasons, I guess.
Yeah,
Not
that
that
makes sense.
not that I didn't do school for the wrong reasons, back in
Yeah.
undergrad, but it just wasn't a priority to me.
Yeah, I would say that almost like the way you're going about it has just shifted over time because you're more like focused on exactly what you're trying to do. There's a certain goal you're trying to get to.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So.
So something you and I have talked about recently is maybe like a little bit of imposter syndrome that would come with going to New York City to do motion graphics and all this, you know, all that kind of realm. And so kind of talk to me about that and what that feels like, that aspect of it.
Yeah, imposter syndrome is, yeah, it's a lot sometimes. I think, but I think, you know, obviously going up to New York City, basically going to art school, right? I'm going to art school.
Yeah, you're pretty much going to art school.
And, like,
just not painting.
I'm just not painting. I'm not doing necessarily the fine arts part of it. I mean, I am, but you know, it's like, it's always going to be there, I feel like, even, you know, wherever you go, but like especially going up to New York City, going to art school with a bunch of, I'm sure, like pretty talented people when I go up there. Yeah, it hits big because you don't really know where your strengths, like you don't really know how you compare to other people. You know, the only thing you have to base it off of is like the people that have given you feedback on projects. So going up there, it'll be hard. It's always there. It's there right now. But I think it's something also that to work through imposter syndrome is kind of got to be something that you're just always expecting. Like it's always just going to be there. You're going to have to accept it at some point. And also just having in the back of your head, like everyone has started at just square one at some point. And so that's not a reason as to why you can't get better at something. So, but I also think it can be a good thing. Like you can,
imposter syndrome?
that you can
for
use
sure.
it for
It's a driving
motivation.
force.
It's a driving force.
For sure.
Yeah, for you to really like always tell yourself that you're not good enough so that you can like I don't know.
You can
very
grow into
bad.
being good
It
enough.
sounds very bad, but like so that you can exactly. So you can grow and
Well, it's
And,
not like you're not. It's not like you're not good enough. It's that your interpretation of your skill level compared to others in the same, let's just say, classroom. It's very easy to attack yourself, and act like you're the one that's the odd one out. When in reality, it's like, oh, maybe one or two of these people in here is actually just like really, really, really talented. But for the most part, like I'm right where I need to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like what you were touching on. I think you're going to feel imposter syndrome about every 6 to 12 months, maybe like 9 to 12 months, just with how life works, especially if you're moving up in your career and in relationships and in any aspect of life. You're kind of just going to feel that as you progress forward. I think that's kind of just an inevitable thing, but it's cool that you're getting to experience all that, and it's like, people go to New York to chase their dreams, and that's what you're doing, and that's really cool.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. So hopefully, I'm going up there like really hoping that it'll be like I'm going up there being 100%. Like I'm going and giving it all that I
Locked in.
can. I'm locked
in.
I'm going up there and just going to be just in my room, just creating stuff. Just
Your 8x10 room.
8x10 room, I had to pay a lot of money for.
Well, your cubicle that you'll sleep in.
Yes, yes. But my attitude towards it is like, I'm giving up so much for this. I'm going to make it a worthwhile investment.
Absolutely.
Like, it's not just gonna happen by
Attack
chance.
the
Like
mission.
I'm gonna work for it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you're there for two years?
2 years.
2 years, and then you have any idea what'll happen next, or is that kind of just what we're looking at right now?
That's what we're looking at right now. Yeah. After that, I have no idea because I don't know where where I'd get my next job. It could be in New York City. It could be somewhere else. It could be that I get a remote job and come back here. I don't know. But it's up in the air. So right now I'm just focused on next week too.
Yeah. Tomorrow even.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's Monday.
I gotta get all my stuff in order for my job.
We're golfing later too.
We're golfing
that's
later.
honestly the most
dude,
important
I'm
thing.
just trying to break 50.
You want to take a brief second to talk about golf?
Yeah,
Let's talk about golf for a second.
golf.
Okay, man. Okay, man. Let's talk about golf.
All right,
man.
let's talk.
Okay, so you just shot a PB.
I did.
You just shot a PB. It was what, 107?
Yeah, it was 107. I'm still very new. Very new, yes. Yeah. I smashed my PB.
Yeah,
actually.
you absolutely
It was like
wrecked it.
5 strokes or something.
Yeah, that's massive.
But, yeah.
5 is massive.
Yeah, I wouldn't call myself. I wouldn't call myself good. I'm a little below
Novice.
average. I think the average.
Novice.
I think I read something that like the average golfer shoots about 100. So if I break 100, I'm okay.
You're above
I'm fine.
average.
I'm above average.
You're at
That's
6
all I
now,
want to be
yeah.
is a little above average at golf, but it's so fun. Yeah.
It is very fun.
Yeah.
I wish I wasn't horrible at it right now. It's very frustrating.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Everyone, I went through that. Like literally
Yeah.
what was it? Last year, producer Dave. What was it? What was it? I think it was last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've had your year. I have not.
Yeah. But hey, maybe next year you'll be where I am.
Yeah, and
I
you'll
can-
be
and I
off.
can be-
You'll be off in the Big Apple.
Yeah.
You
I
can't
might bring my
golf
clubs,
there.
low
Are you
key.
gonna hit him out the window?
Yeah.
Not the clubs. Yeah,
I'll
I mean,
just
I mean the
I'll
golf
just like
balls,
open
yeah.
my window and
Just throw golf clubs out the window. Hit a rat.
They've
you
got
know?
yeah. they've got a good amount of golf courses up there, but I don't know if I'll be
Not
lugging
in
like,
New York City. No.
like
Where?
not in like Manhattan, but like in
Yeah.
in the boroughs. Yeah, I could take like a 30-40 minute train ride to it.
Imagine seeing someone
But-
on the subway with some golf clubs.
Dude, if
You're
I
getting
see
robbed for
someone,
sure.
if I see someone with golf clubs in the subway, like that is my sign to be like, okay, I'm gonna bring mine and go golf at some point. But if not, I'm just
What's the
gonna be
over under
embarrassed.
on the fact? Do you think you'll see golf clubs in the subway?
Like in my time there,
I'm genuinely curious.
Over
like,
under what?
This is a yes or no. Like, do you think
Oh.
you'll ever see golf clubs in the
Yes.
subway? Okay.
Yes, dude,
Okay.
you see all sorts of people, all sorts
But
of
will you
stuff
see
up
golf
there.
clubs?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I can live with that answer.
Okay.
So, what's something that most people don't understand about graphic design or motion graphics, like specifically with those two? What's maybe something that's just people don't get?
Something that people don't get
Yeah.
about it. Oh, I know one that comes to mind is
Feel free to share.
yeah, is when people ask you if they're like, hey, can you make this like 30-second video? Like, and 30-second animation. It won't, I just need this, and this. And they don't realize actually how much time that
That's
takes
like 18 hours of work.
to animate. Yeah. One, like, okay, so for example, I had been asked to make a bumper for the church for like
What's
the
a
church I go
bumper?
to. So it's like you know how what a sermon series is?
Yeah.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
But like for the sermon series, they create like the video that plays before
Gotcha.
each sermon.
Gotcha. I saw the one you did like 2 months ago.
That's
A month
exactly
ago.
the one
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. So I got asked to do that, and I was like, yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and like the guy who asked me, who shall not be named, he knows who he is.
Does he produce?
I don't know. I don't know what he does.
Video?
But anyway, he asked me, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. He knows. I mean, he knows the turnaround. Like he knows. But I go into the files, like at the Illustrator files, which are just like basically the graphic design files or whatever
Yeah.
that you make the art in.
Yeah.
And so I go in there, and everything is just jumbled up. Like there's just like lines. There's like lines that have like a stroke but no fill. There's like incomplete shapes. There's like all the layers are just like unorganized, one on top of the other. And it's like, dude, I can't do this to animate. Like one thing you got to know about animators is like there has to be a certain like organization to it.
A
Like
workflow?
at least to the layers, so that it's like easy for me to animate what I want to animate and not having to like find loopholes to animate stuff that's not organized correctly. And so I had to spend literally 20 to 20, like no joke, like 20 to 25 hours just like reorganizing all these layers and completing some and doing whatever.
I wonder who would do that to you.
I don't know who would do that to me. I'm not naming
Producer
anyone, but there's that. That's like an example of like, okay, this takes a lot more than like you think it does. But for like just a random person who doesn't know anything about how much it takes to animate a video,
They just see the video though.
they just see the
Yeah,
video and
yeah.
they don't really know like how much it goes into it.
Yeah.
Like 'cause you have to make every little thing move. And yeah, so people ask me with like a week's notice, hey, can you make this 30-second video, like this 30-second animation? I'm like, I can't. You have to give me at least like
Catch me in 2026,
3 weeks minimum. Like,
Yeah.
it takes a while. So I
So
think
it's-
that's the
yeah.
main thing.
It's kind of like that classic editing trope of like, they think it'll get done in 2 days and it's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I need to start that.
Yeah. There's like this graphic that's on the outside of my office at my work that says like it's like a Venn diagram of like good, cheap, and fast.
Only have
And,
2.
and yeah, you can only have 2, and the third, like all of the middle of all 3 is
Yeah.
like there's no way in hell. Like,
There's no recovery.
No, it can be good and cheap, but not fast.
Yeah.
Or it can be good and fast, but it ain't gonna be
But it ain't
cheap.
Yeah.
And just any of
And then
those
whatever
two would
way you
work.
want to do that triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
that'd be the
that's
main
fair.
thing. Yeah, that'd
There's
be
your
the main
PSA for the day.
PSA. Yeah.
Okay.
Give me enough time, please.
That's what I'm gonna title this. Give me enough time, please.
And I need like at least like an hour and a half discovery meeting of how I want you to layer my stuff. Anyway, that's neither here or there. But
Sounds like he's here.
he may be. He may or may not be. No comment. I love how we're flaming him now, and he's the one who flames
Yeah,
us.
dude. Yeah. It's crazy. Anyways.
Anyway, next question.
Yeah, so something I'm always really curious about with creative-minded people is kind of like, where did it start? I guess basically like, what was the moment or time period in your life when you really felt kind of like pulled into a more creative lifestyle and mindset? He boot
too big. Yeah, that's a good question. I think, I mean, for me, being creative I wouldn't say it's always been there. I know that was like, okay, so if we're starting early, like,
Are we?
I guess we are. At the most basic level, like, I started, like, the first instance of me being creative that I can remember is like, those Pokemon books of just like Pokemon of like they just kind of list the Pokemon. I don't
Like
know
the
if you're talking
Pokédex
about- like
kind
a
of?
Pokédex,
Yeah.
but like in book form.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I know.
Yeah.
I think I roughly know what
I was
you
a huge Pokemon fan,
Okay.
like back when I was little, and I just get one of those. Or my parents would get me like those books, and I would literally just like try and copy them, like draw them,
Oh, yeah?
and like color them in and stuff. Yeah,
Big Pokemon guy.
big Pokemon guy. That was like when I was like 5,
Mhm.
4 or 5 or something like that. But like that's kind of like the first instance of me being creative. But it never, and I like drawing, but it was never like something that was constant. Like I never really explored that till maybe college, honestly. Like I had to take art classes in high school and stuff, and I was okay. Like I was decent, but it wasn't something that it wasn't like a hobby.
There was
that I
nothing
had.
in those
There was
classes that like really piqued your interest?
not too much, not necessarily. Not until I got to college, and then I had graphic design as a minor, because I just thought it was really fun. I kind of like started creating again,
Okay.
which is good. It took a little bit to make stuff that I actually was like proud of,
Yeah, makes sense.
because it was like kind of like a steep learning curve with like all the software and stuff, and just getting an eye for it again.
Yeah.
And then motion graphics in particular, this is what I was getting to, it's kind of long-winded, but motion graphics in particular, like, I remember my senior year of college, I had to take an elective, and I chose to take this random, like, elective class called, like, interactive media or something like that. And it was, like, for the software called, like, After Effects, which is, like, basically one of the main softwares of, like, 2D animation, I guess. And it was like the secondary course. It wasn't the primary course for it. It wasn't the basic course. So I literally just like went in there and had to like teach myself the basics
To get caught up to the start of that class.
Yeah, as well as getting, to the start of that class. And that's when I realized like, man, this is super fun, because I just like the first keyframe plot of just like making something move. I was like, oh my goodness, I did this. This is crazy. And so like, I don't know. After that, I was like obsessed.
With specifically motion graphics?
Specifically motion graphics.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And I feel like I remember in somewhere around 2023, maybe a little bit earlier, I remember you talking about like, I'm gonna do something with this. I'm gonna like go for it, like really start working on it and grinding, take a class or something.
Yeah, and I did.
You did. Now you're going to take mini classes on it.
Yeah. I did. I made bumpers and took classes, and
What's
it was
your
really
What's
fun.
your favorite doesn't have to be a motion graphic, but what's your favorite piece of art you ever made? And is it called Burger Haven?
It's called Burger Haven. No, it's not. It's not.
That was producer Dave's.
It was a producer Dave's.
It's one of his first.
I did not get that. I was like, what? Burger Haven. No. It's probably my it is a motion graphics video. But basically it was a prompt for a class that I took. It was like the final project of like a narration basically. Kind of like an explainer video narration thing. And it was very open. It was just all open-ended. So I did sort of like a 30-second explainer video about the history of music.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so basically I just did that. And it was from all the styles and techniques that I had learned in that class, I tried to implement in that video. So there's a bunch of like stop motion graphics like style in there as well, and like I had a little bit of illustration in there,
A little bit of everything.
and it's like yeah, and it's not like smooth, and it's more like choppy. I made it like the frame rate like 12 frames per second or something. So it's a little more so it's a little more choppy, but it just kind of adds to the effect. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it turned out great.
And when did you make that?
I made that in October of last year.
Okay.
I made that in October of last year. And so what was cool about that was this class that I was taking was a class that one of like my biggest influences in motion graphics, like he created this class and I was taking it, and he was the one that was actually like grading our projects or like
That's
giving us
cool.
feedback and stuff. And he gave me some really great feedback on mine, and that was around the time I was applying for school, and I needed like a letter of recommendation. I was like, maybe it might be a stretch to ask him, because like he's technically a teacher, because I needed like a teacher letter of recommendation from someone who taught me or something. And so I was like, he was like the only one since like 2022 actually that could actually speak to my, I guess, motion graphic skills.
Sure.
And so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna ask him. And so I like asked him if he could write me a letter of recommendation. He was like, yeah, for real, like I got you, like and
Cool.
he basically told me, he was like, you're a really good animator, like you should just go for it, like you are a motion designer, you're not you're like it's good to be hopeful about it, but you are now, is what he told me, which is awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he gave me a lot of high praise, which is awesome. So
Yeah,
that's cool. It's cool.
Doesn't
Dude, that made my year.
I bet it did.
I made my
I bet
year.
it did.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Power of
Shout out to that guy.
Shout out Ben Marriott.
Shout out Ben Marriott.
Yeah, Ben Marriott. Love that guy.
We spent a lot of time together in the last like 7 years.
Yeah.
Super unfortunate.
A lot more time than I'd want.
I think we capped it out.
Yeah.
already.
Take a break.
How do you feel like your creative taste has changed over the years?
Wow, that's a good question. I think I'm not sure it's changed necessarily as much as it's matured a little bit.
Makes
Like
sense.
I kind of nowadays, like I kind of know what works, what doesn't, like visually, like, and I remember creating like album covers, or not album covers, but like covers for your singles. or
Yeah,
whatever.
you did. You made Let This Be.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
made Sometimes You Can't.
And like looking back at it now, it definitely changed a lot of things from those covers. But
Word.
not that they're bad.
Me too, Pablo.
No. I wouldn't. I'm not calling my own artwork bad. I'm just saying like there's things that I can see that I might change, or things that I would maybe do differently. Maybe the style, maybe the
Can I add to
maybe
that?
using texture or something like that. I was very like one-dimensional, I feel like.
Yeah.
And so
Well, I mean, you didn't know nearly as much as you do now, so it kind of tracks.
Yeah, I mean that's the good thing about evolving in your craft is like you can look back
Mhm.
at your old stuff
Mm-hmm.
and be like, oh man, I can do so many different things with that, and I can improve on it so
Oh,
much.
yeah.
And that's when you know like that you're growing,
You're getting
and
better,
you're getting
yeah.
better. So it's
Mhm.
always a good sign to look back and be like, man, that was horrible. That was so bad. Not your artwork, but like, not your colors, but you know.
No, can I add to that though?
Yeah.
So that's a very true sentiment, and I talked about this the other day on like the solo pod I did.
Mm-hmm.
Just me, you know.
Just
crazy.
you and your thoughts.
Was that even on the last 2 songs I've released, like Never Second Guessed It or Back to That Moment, there is times that I will go back and listen to it and immediately go, oh, I wish I'd changed that there. I wish the guitar could be heard more in this certain part. I wish I'd enunciated that better. And I feel like it's very easy to be your own biggest critic. And I don't know, that was kind of just a thought I had, is like as you mature as an artist and you do get better, you have to understand that you just putting something out in the world and making it doesn't have to be like perfect. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect. You just need to be able to look back and go, okay, I can learn from this and get better next time and focus on the next thing, as opposed to like self-critiquing down to every little last minute detail.
Yeah.
Do you relate to that at all?
Yeah, like, yeah, I do. It's hard because you can't. Hold on, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so
I can't wrap my head around it.
it can be very easy to self-critique your own work.
Yeah.
Like to a point where it's like nonstop and all you can hear is the mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the question in itself is like, what have you done as you've progressed as an artist, as a motion designer, to kind of maybe get out of that mindset of self-critiquing and on more to the mindset of personal growth in your art?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's that line? Where's that border?
It just it's a very fine balance, I
Mhm.
think, because like, for me, if I have an idea in my head
Mhm.
and I'm like trying to get it down, like I'm
Mhm.
trying to execute it as best as I can, 80 or 90% of the time, I don't get the result that I want. And like I have the vision, but I don't have enough skill to execute it sometimes.
Mhm.
And so I just have to accept that, okay, as long as I do the best that I can
Mhm.
in this, piece of work, then I have no like regrets. I like you can't control, what you don't know. And
It's
so then it's just like that's kind of like throughout the process, but I think throughout the creative process, but I think the personal growth comes, I guess, like after that. Like you
Mhm.
realize, you learn those techniques, you learn, there's something that clicks, I feel
It
like.
only comes after the work's
And
done.
it comes after
Yeah.
the work's done, and you're like,
Mhm.
oh wait, now I know what to do here.
Exactly.
But yeah, a lot of the times I have the vision, but I don't.
Mhm.
I almost never execute it like.
And there's nothing wrong
as
with
much as
that.
I would like,
Yeah.
as well as I would want to, and there's
Yeah,
nothing wrong.
there's
with
nothing
that.
wrong with
There's
that,
nothing
yeah.
wrong with that. So
Yeah, that's definitely a artist struggle right there.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
it's true, like that you're probably your biggest critique.
For sure. For
Like
sure.
I look at stuff, and even like when that bumper was,
From like 8 weeks ago.
from like
Yeah.
8 weeks ago, just being shown in front of like all these people, and I just like was just sitting there, just really uncomfortable
Yeah.
with my work, like
It can
being
be so
shown
easy to
out.
just, like-
and I just like
yeah.
nitpick at my own stuff. That I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I could have done that better.
Instead
No,
of just like taking in the moment
Instead
and
of-
appreciating what's going
Yeah,
on, you're just
yeah.
going like, why didn't I fix that?
you're always looking for like perfection.
And then
as an
there's
artist.
like 200 people in the crowd that are like,
Yeah.
oh, this is awesome.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. You're always looking for perfection, but it's
Mhm.
you're never gonna get it. But it's a good trait. It's a good
Yeah.
trait for an artist to look
It's
for.
unfortunately, I think, necessary, but also frustrating at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you said you don't really feel like your taste has changed a ton. You've kind of just matured.
I think so.
How do you see that maturing exactly?
I just.
And that can be kind of hard to articulate
Yeah, it's
too,
really hard.
because it doesn't necessarily mean a ton's changed. You know.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think a lot has changed. I think just knowing what works, like
Sure.
Just-
makes sense.
just using, I never really went by, as far as like graphic design stuff, never really went by like basic principles. So like I, as far as like for example topography or like, color combos, like all that stuff was like not something that I had a lot of practice in. I think it also just comes with practice. So
It's true.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
true.
You just
Yeah.
you feel like you mature a lot in your art. You use a lot of different styles. For like, you're less one dimensional.
Less one-dimensional. That makes sense.
You're more. You got more resources in your toolbox. You got more skills.
Okay.
At least I feel like I do. So, yeah.
Cool. You got a full tool belt.
I got
You
a
could
tool
like
belt
fix
and
a
everything.
toilet now or something, man. You got a full tool belt.
Yeah, the
You
whole
could put down. You
bathroom.
could put down a floor.
I could put down a floor, like we did last night.
Shout out Natalia.
Shout out Natty. Gosh.
So kind of the last question I have about creative arts is, where do you see your career going in the next 5 years?
Yeah. Well, for the next 2, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, locked away.
Locked away. But hopefully within the next 5 years, I'll be like a full-time motion designer for either doing it in-house, or being at a studio. I'd like to be in a studio though more. Like, there's this studio called Ordinary Folk.
Okay.
And they do a lot of like really cool motion graphic stuff. I don't know if you've looked at like the Bible Project on YouTube.
I
No.
don't think so.
Yeah, they have really good motion graphics, like explainer videos for their YouTube videos. And like Ordinary Folk is the studio that does that. And they
cool.
did that.
I
They've
didn't know
done
that.
like, what Google Gemini is, like that
Yeah,
feature. They
yeah.
did the whole like Google Gemini rollout. They've had clients from all different kinds of industries, but I think it'd be cool to be in a studio because like you get a lot of variety of work. But I think it's also like a lot of tight deadlines and a lot of pressure.
For
so,
sure.
which is fine. But yeah, I think that'd be the goal, would be to be a full-time motion designer in a studio, if not in-house. I haven't ruled out like being a motion designer in big tech. That'd be cool. But like you'd have to really play with like UX UI design and like learn Figma, which is like the UX UI industry standard software. But yeah, so I think
That'd
that
be
would
cool.
be
Like the
that would be the
space.
goal.
Yeah.
But that's super
Yeah, that's like a
super
really
competitive.
specialized job too.
I mean the dream, I think, down to its very core would be to just be a full-time motion designer.
Sure,
Because
absolutely.
because like there's a lot of
Sorry, my bad.
people who work at mid-sized corporations who their marketing department's small. They have to wear a ton of hats. So like
You can wear.
I'm
a ton
doing
of
that. I'm
hats.
doing that right now. For
Yeah.
example, like I'm over emails, social media, and like digital graphic design, I guess. But like
Yeah.
I wear a ton of hats, and I'm not like, that's one of the least favorite parts of the job right now for me is social media. It's just a lot.
Well, that's
I
not
don't
the same
like
thing
doing
as
that.
like
But
creating
it's not the same
a
thing as
bumper
creating
at all.
Yeah. But like there are positions where it's like you have to be the videographer,
Sure,
you have to be the
sure.
social media guy or girl. You have to be,
Well,
yeah.
you'd be the guy.
I'd be the guy.
You'd be the guy,
Yeah,
right?
you're right.
Okay.
Right.
Just checking.
But but yeah, so I don't want to wear a ton of different hats, and I feel like
What about a sombrero?
I wouldn't mind a sombrero. Yeah,
That's fair.
I think it suits me. I'm not. I'm not denying it. I think I look cute in a sombrero.
I'm gonna get canceled.
I'm enabling your behavior.
That's fair, dude. That's fair. No, you're right though. Definitely a lot of different hats in those kind of. I
Yeah.
feel like if you go on Indeed and look at like a marketing job, an advert for a marketing job, they be like, you gotta create this 14 times a day, do this. You gotta do the social media. You gotta do about 13 different things, and that's just on Mondays.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Wait until Tuesday.
Wait until Tuesday,
It's
please.
gonna be a whole different
Like,
set of
I
hats.
wouldn't mind even creating the social media content, like short form reels and stuff. I wouldn't mind doing that as long as I don't have to like get on social media and schedule it and engage with it and do all the stuff that social media people do. Like,
Well, here you are.
here I am.
I'll cut it up. I'll post them.
Okay, you do that, please.
So, full-time motion designer. That's pretty
Yes.
Is that what you say? Motion designer.
Motion designer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So running.
Running.
We've done a lot of that.
I've done a ton.
Talk to me about how running has been such an influential part of your life.
I mean,
Maybe provide context too, so people don't think we're
Yeah.
like running from our fears.
so,
Like,
yeah, no. So we're actually like physical, like running,
Like physical.
like physical. We were teammates in college, doing cross country, track and field, running. But yeah, it's been a huge part of my life. Started when I was like in 6th grade, 7th grade. And
was it
then
like
just-
11 or 12?
Yeah, so it's been a part of my life for like 12, 13 years.
Mhm.
And I think it was like probably the most important thing from like ages 19 to 22, 23.
Yeah, it kind of had to be.
Kind of had to
Yeah.
be, which is fine. But right now it's kind of like taking a back burner role. Like I did take a pretty big break
Mhm.
between graduating college and
Now.
a year out from that,
Yeah.
just because I was burnt
Your
out.
body's just so tired.
Your body's so
burnt
tired.
out.
You're
Like,
burnt out.
You're doing anywhere from like
Doing-
50 to
yeah.
90 miles a week.
Yeah, your average weekly mileage is like 70 miles a week. And
Yeah,
then
you
got
just,
2
like,
a days and
You take a
long-
year off and you
16
become a hunk, dude.
16-mile runs, yeah, and you just become hunk, dude. Both
You get some Air Monarchs and start grilling. Dude.
start get some air. I start grilling, playing golf,
Playing golf, hitting
getting golf
PBs. getting a polo.
going out, getting a polo just to go golf. No, but like every now and then I can pop my Achilles or pop my calf tendon or whatever.
Are you okay?
Like both of them at the same time, and I do it around because my coworkers are like 50 plus years old,
Ancient.
and they're unks.
They're unks. They're true unks.
They're true.
Yes.
And so like I just do one of these, like pop both Achilles. I can't do it now.
I don't think that's the flex you think it is.
I know, but like I just do that and be like, oh man, I'm so old.
You're just trying
Like
to
straight
fit
to
in
their
with unks,
face,
bro.
straight to their face, and they're just looking at me with just disgust, dude.
Oh, hey, quick rant for a second.
Yeah.
So, and you may feel completely different about this, but it infuriates me when an older person, not old, but an older person, like middle age, I don't know, 40 to 60, and we're just 20-somethings, we're around them, we're working with them, and you walk up, you're like, oh man, I'm just exhausted, and they're like, you can't be tired. What are you talking about? You're young. What?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't-
I hope when I'm 50, I'm not going, oh, I wish I had that kind of youth.
Dude, they're just gaslighting us.
That feels like gaslighting.
It is. They are. They're just like, what do you have to be tired about?
Yeah. Shut up, Dad.
I know. I know. I had I had one coworker who like did the same thing to me, but I know damn well she like goes to bed at like 8:30 at night. I'm like, would you?
Does she sleep in her car?
No. No. But yeah, no, she like gets up at like 4 a.m. But anyways, yeah, I don't like that. That's my answer.
Cool.
I don't
Perfect.
like that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
End of discussion. What's the biggest lesson that you've taken away from having been a collegiate athlete?
Biggest takeaway?
Yeah, we're just, it can be one thing or a couple, but
Mm. Um, it's okay if I take my time here.
absolutely not.
No, okay. I'm on a timer.
Like, for instance, do you miss like the structure of training every day? Kind of glad that part of it's over. Like the camaraderie of being on a team.
Yeah.
I guess is anything kind of once now that we're a couple years removed, is anything has there been parts of it that you've taken with you into adulthood?
Yeah. I think the discipline is probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because it was 4 years of instilling legitimate,
Grind.
just grind.
Grind.
Locking in discipline.
Yeah.
And so that is probably the biggest thing, because I feel like nowadays, if I don't have discipline, if I don't have my routine, if I don't have, if I can't meal prep my 5 meals for the week, then my week is finished
Cooked.
before it's even started. So, yeah, I think discipline. I think, I think just the mentality that being a collegiate athlete gives you, like when things get tough, I guess, or when things aren't going your way, you just have that mindset that you're just gonna get through it, and that you have to get through it. There's no other choice.
Yeah.
Just like a race, like you're gonna be stuck in this race till you finish. So
Yeah, so might as well go quick.
grind it out. Yeah.
Run fast,
Yeah.
go burr.
Go burr. But I do miss that like camaraderie, like being on a team.
Yeah, it's
that
pretty
was
cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like we were blessed to be on a team that had like no joke, like 50 guys, but all of us like were really tight with each other. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like there were any siloing or anything going on. So
Yeah. There was no
it was pretty
hazing.
cool. No hazing, nothing like that.
Huh? Kevin. Besides Kevin. Well, he's the one that twisted his ankle every 13 seconds. It's not our fault.
Shout out Kevin.
Shout out Kevin. Yeah, I think discipline's a big thing to take away from that.
Yeah, because I feel like if I didn't go through college being an athlete, like I would literally just be a vegetable. Like, I don't know.
So it looks like we got the same result either way.
I think so. It saved my life. Saved my life.
Well, I guess that kind of segues into the last question that I have, which is, and I've asked this to a couple guests at this point, including producer Dave.
Shout out producer Dave.
What is one lesson that you could give to someone that's turning kind of like that 18 to 20-ish age range, so like a new adult? What's the biggest lesson you could give to them as they head into that kind of time where they're just questioning everything, not sure what's next, and not sure how their life's going to pan out?
Okay. Yeah. I would just say, focus on what you can control. Like, and just try and accept what you can't. That life's gonna come at you. It's not like something that, something that
You
you're
can
just
just
gonna
sit
walk
back,
into.
yeah.
You can't just sit back and let life happen to you. And so there's a lot of twists and turns, and you're gonna have to learn how to deal with those. But if they are a person of faith, I would be like, just trust in God first and foremost. Trusting God first and foremost, try and be, obedient to what He's trying to do with you. He gave you, certain talents and, for His glory, at least that's what I feel like. So I'm a man of faith personally, but just trust the process. Trust the process.
Trust the
Yeah,
process. I've heard that before.
Yeah, it's not something very like very underground.
Yeah, that's not like some niche topic no one's talked about before.
No. Or just like try new things, try different things. You never know, what you're gonna uncover as far as like, where you're supposed to go. So
Mhm.
just keep on trying new things. Keep on being like not afraid to fail. So
That's a big one.
Yeah,
That's a big one.
it's huge. Like if you're not afraid to fail, then what do you have to lose? Like
Sure.
just you learn how to win a lot more than by learning how to
And winning's
fail.
fun.
So winning's fun. I love winning.
Even though you can't avoid always losing something, winning's fun.
Yeah, I accept losing, but also just try to win. Dubs in life, man.
Well, speaking of winning and losing, real quick, what do you think you're going to shoot today? I will be putting the scorecard on here.
Well, you. That's a 51.
51?
51.
David, what you think? Over under?
On Pablo shooting a 51?
Yeah.
Over.
Wow. His confidence in me is not the best.
It's dwindling by the
dwindling,
second.
It's dwindling. What a friend,
I say
man.
he's
W
gonna
friend.
55.
Okay.
I did shoot a 52 like a couple days ago. So
Okay. Back it up, boy.
I think I can shoot a 51. Although it might not be good scoring conditions, I have to take the scoring conditions into account. It did rain a good amount.
Conditions. You gonna hit the number or not, Pablo? That's the question.
Nah.
Well, that was fun. I enjoyed
All
that.
right,
man.
all right, we'll get the receipts. We'll get the
We'll get the receipts.
Yeah,
We'll get it
yeah.
locked in. Alright, vamos, chicos.
All right, it was fun.
That was fun,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
man. I
thank you for
appreciate
being
it.
here.
Yeah.
Shout out producer Dave.
Shout out producer
Shout out
Dave.
producer Dave. Oh.